the other album I wanted to touch on, because I haven't looked at it yet. We didn't record all of it, but we listened to Mac Miller the same night after we listened to Randy Newman. And what was not Circles, Swimming.
Swimming, yeah.
So I've Jake, what were your since we didn't put that podcast out, what were your impressions of that album?
I wasn't expecting the little bits of wordplay that I found that he kind of sprinkle in. He had some pretty clever like wordplay throughout. Obviously, with all these albums, I think that are like popular or that have been really popular, I think a big part of that is, we say it again, production. It's one of those things that's like almost a masterpiece of like the way everything's like orchestrated and put together. Like I remember on a few songs there, they had like the orchestral, the strings in the background. So I just, whenever like a lot of, there's a difference between being overdone and like layered and a very in-depth layered instrumental. And I think that's what hip hop does. Well, does really bad and really well. It's weird how it's on two opposite ends of the spectrum like that. Like you can either have a hip hop song that's just too much, like just ridiculous, or one that's like a masterful composition. So I was really impressed overall with the record. And R.I.P. to Mac Miller. It's a shame that he passed away so young, because it's a shame I didn't get into him sooner. And like I said before, like now I kind of understand why that was such a loss for everyone, because I remember that being a huge deal when he passed. And he was such a good talent, and he was our age. Like I think that's what you were saying, like he was one of us making music. So
I was really impressed by it myself. I listened to it a lot, like at work, and really, really good. And then I didn't listen to it too much, but I put on Circles a few times and was listening to that. That's a really eerie, because that was released after he passed, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, man,
it's kind of tough. I mean, I love Mac Miller and I love Swimming, but like after he passed away, like a month after that album came out, like it was kind of tough listening to that album, especially songs like 2009.
Yeah.
And those songs that are a little more uplifting and like more of like a positive message are tough to. It's a hard pill to swallow. And he talks a lot about Ariana Grande in the album and stuff, and you knew that was weighing on him heavy, like in his final days, doing drugs and stuff. So
one of the things you said was you felt like he was coming into like his own, like with that album, which is also too bad. But one of the things we talked about is he had a lot of, it was really well put together, kind of like you were saying too, Jake. Like we speculated, like he just like had these phrases and he just kind of like weighed them all out and was like, I'm gonna, it was
and each song I'm gonna hit these bullet points in each song, to make the whole album like flow like seamlessly. Like, there's really no breaks. Like there's really no song that's out of place on that album.
Yeah, I'd agree. That's another aspect of it, not only as individual song composition, but like just as a whole project. I definitely agree. Like it flows really well.
Like even a Sturgill Simpson will go off course and do like a cover song. You know what I mean? I know even the cover still fits with like the theme of the album, but it's still like you're still going down like a little like side road before you hit the main road again. But I feel like with the Mac Miller album, he's always on the main road going down. Like he doesn't detour off it at all.
I think you're right. Well, especially because we had that night we listened to Randy Newman before that, and he's it's a really good album, and he's telling a story.
And he had a few different themes that didn't connect, but still the album flows nice with the Randy Newman album. It's just different from like Randy Newman. He's like on the same highway, but he's changing lanes.
Sure.
Mac Miller's on the same lane going down the same highway throughout the whole record.
And that's what made it good, especially given all the context.